Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Last of Us series. This is it, the finale, episode 9, and it is called Look for the Light. Last episode, Joel was too weak to do anything, so Ellie took it upon herself to go out hunting, where she encountered the leader and a sidekick of this little Christian cult who had made a base out of a local resort. They tried to haggle for some of the deer Ellie had just shot. They ended up offering her penicillin. They brought the penicillin back to her, but not before revealing that it was their group that attacked Ellie and Joel at the university, and they were after Joel because of the guy he killed. Ellie injects Joel with a penicillin. Meanwhile, the Christian group are planning to follow their trails and attack them in the morning. Also, the leader shows his creepy side, hits one of the girls in the commune. All things are clearly not rosy there, and when they get to where Ellie and Joel are, they manage to shoot Ellie's horse, and the guy decides to take Ellie back alive and leaves a small party to go and deal with Joel. Thank God for that penicillin, because by the time they found him, Joel was up and ready, took out one of the guys, got his gun, took out the other two relatively easily, and he started to make his way to the resort after interrogating and killing the other two. Then this guy shows he's a full-on fucking abuser, trying to put his hand on Ellie's hand and shit like that. Ellie snaps his finger, fights back. The guy comes back into the room with another dude, and they act as if they're about to just cut Ellie up, but she reveals she's infected, and she'd nicked the guy's hand, so he is now infected too. While they're paused in the confusion of that revelation, Ellie grabs the meat cleaver and shanks the one guy in the neck. The leader gives chase. She throws a cinder at him, and it sets fire to the resort. Then the guy tries to hold her down, and she manages to stab him in the ribs, get the better of him, and then just meat cleavers his head off. And oh, it was so satisfying to see. I liked how they did the episode though, because the whole thing was set up for Joel to come and save the day, and in actual fact, Ellie saved herself and only bumped into Joel as she was leaving the resort. He must obviously feel so bad he was not there for her, and she once again had to deal with some fucked up dramatic shit, but she survived. She's such a legend for dealing with it the way she did, and the Dream Team have been reunited for the start of this episode, which I can't wait to see, so let's do it. This is episode 9, season 1, The Last of Us, Look for the Light. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. What a shit time to be pregnant, having to run away from cordyceps zombies in an apocalypse. I don't know why any woman would want to get pregnant in an apocalypse. I mean, I understand it from one side, continue the human race and shit, and you know, people like fucking even when there's zombies about. Both points are taken on board. But just to think how vulnerable it would make you in such an already dangerous time, I could imagine not many people would want to do it. She seems like she's actually about to have the kid right now. And you would think this is the first time someone's water has broken they're about to give birth on this channel during an apocalypse. No, A Quiet Place Part 1. We've covered this. Is that Ellie's flick knife? Is this Ellie's mum? Fuck this. That zombie caught a prison shanking. Could have been worse. Oh my god, imagine that for a story to tell your kid. You were born at the exact moment I was stabbing a zombie to death with a knife in the neck. If this is the only explanation of it, and not some unique evolution in Ellie's bloodstream, this is very similar to how they explain Blade's abilities in Blade. The fact that his mother was bitten, but he was born sort of midway through the virus affecting his blood inside of her. It seems like that's the angle they're going with Ellie. Of course, it could be a complete coincidence, but it seems like this might be the explanation for her immunity, that she was born at some pivotal time during her mother's infection with the virus. That is the most unhappy baby I have ever seen.
You're so tough. I got you, it's okay. Yeah.
From the moment she was born, Ellie's whole life has just been drama, hasn't it? Even her birth story is absolutely traumatic. I thought that woman was mortally wounded the last time we saw her. Seems like she's doing alright. Okay, so we're still in the flashback. That makes way more sense. This completely explains how this woman came into the possession of Ellie to deliver her to the Fedra orphanage.
I want you to take her with you to Boston.
I bet Ellie's mum would have been a good mum as well.
Give her this.
That makes the flick knife have so much more significance. I love it when objects get a meaningful backstory. They've done it a few times in this show with like the pun book as well.
Kill me.
There's a question for everybody who comments on these reactions. If you were infected, would you rather take an instant bullet before you turned, or would you rather use your last hours and then naturally turn into one of them before you were killed? I think I'd probably want at least another day to do some shit, and then just like that night go out in a blaze of glory, do something cool.
Here you go.
I thought she was just refusing to kill her, but she doesn't want to kill her with the baby. Like, this baby's already had the most traumatic birth memory ever. Man, this kid's been through some shit. This story better have a happy ending, because the amount of shit Ellie has dealt with in her life, she definitely deserves one.
I found this in there. Beefaroni, Chef Boyardee.
Oh, cool.
They're loving their post-apocalyptic Chef Boyardee.
Boggle? It's a word game.
I love me some Boggle. Good find.
Hospital that way. Maybe the one we're looking for.
Got it.
My prediction for how this season ends would be that they make it to the correct hospital. It's kinda similar to how the first season of The Walking Dead ended, if you actually think about it.
You want to learn how to play guitar?
Joel seems like he's overcompensating slightly today because he wasn't there for her in the last episode. I feel like there's so much more story to tell in this world as well. They better have commissioned this shit for the season 2. I feel like we've only seen a small glimpse into the potential storylines which could take place in this universe.
I found some dynamite in that RV back there.
Really?
No, so we're gonna cut through that building.
Shame, that would have been gangster.
Look at this place.
So I loved the cinematography in this show so much, I googled this week where it was filmed, and it's in Alberta, Canada, I believe. Add that to the fucking visit list. This shit looks beautiful. Not this shit, but you know, the last episode when we had the snowy mountains and forests and lakes and shit.
Maybe we go through that way. Come on, I'll boost.
Ellie's head is really in a different place so far this episode. She's not intaking anything Joel is saying.
Fine.
Just you kind of seem extra quiet today, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
See, I wonder what it is. Even Joel mentioned it there. What could be on her mind that wasn't usually? And why would it be on her mind? I guess the flashback kind of showed she's maybe just thinking about her childhood.
Whoa.
Oh shit, careful Ellie. Joel's still healing from one wound, he's about to get twatted in the forehead with a ladder.
Ellie!
Come on!
What has she found? It must be something good. Oh, no fucking way! That is actually pretty amazing. If I saw a giraffe in the middle of a city, I would be awestruck also. Giraffes are such crazy creatures. Like, if you didn't know a giraffe existed and was shown one, you would buy that it was from an alien planet. It's good to see Joel on his feet smiling again. My man has been down and out for the last 2 episodes.
Oh, where's she going? Come on, come on, come on, come on!
I mean, you gotta have a bit of fun sometimes. It can't all be doom and gloom and nearly dying in zombie attacks. You gotta appreciate the small things you can in this situation. Oh shit, it's a whole crew. A squad, if you will. A gang. These giraffes have really went downhill since the world went to shit. They're now selling drugs in the park.
Maybe there's nothing bad out there, but there's always been something bad out there.
We're still here, though.
He makes a good point. They should definitely be careful. The last thing they want to do is run into some shit on the last leg of the journey to the hospital.
What else are we supposed to do?
Then we just go back to Tommy's. We forget about the whole damn thing.
After all we've been through.
I can see why that would be tempting, but Ellie wants to save the world. She's got a mission.
And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's, Sheep Ranch, Moon.
Oh, please tell me that's how this ends up. Please don't give me some bullshit sad ending.
We finish what we started.
I knew that would be Ellie's stance. That was her being less selfish than Joel in that moment, because Joel was simply thinking of her safety and the fact that if they went back to Tommy's now, they could probably live a happy, peaceful life, and he wouldn't need to worry about her safety. But she understands that what she could potentially do is bigger than her, or bigger than both of them. And even at her young age, she's willing to bypass the easy route to try and really make a difference.
They put these places up all around. A few days after the outbreak. Emergency medical camps.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it that seemingly the army just got absolutely smashed, but Fedra managed to survive. Like, how did these zombies manage to overcome the army with all the weapons and vehicles at their disposal, yet Fedra were able to maintain the livelihood of their members in order to still keep things running after the military were all conquered? How in the hell did these things conquer the United States military?
Went to pull the trigger, I flinched. Still don't know why.
Well, thank God he never pulled the trigger.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
Is that him saying that it was Ellie that helped him overcome the death of his daughter? That's like the nicest single thing he has ever said to her.
You know what I'm in the mood for?
What?
Shitty puns.
Oh.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Break out the book.
5 out of 10.
Who the fuck are these guys now? Straight away with a smoke bomb. What the fuck? Who the fuck were those guys? They looked quite armoured. It definitely wasn't any remnants of the Christian cult we saw last episode, but it could be Fedra. Hopefully it's Fireflies. Is that spray paint? That looked like bloody spray paint. Yes.
You got hit pretty hard. Patrol didn't know who you were.
She's back. So she has made her way out here.
We lost half our crew crossing the country. I had 5 men whose only job was to protect me. I still almost got killed. How'd you do it?
To be fair, she did say she was coming out this way before she got injured. I guess she changed her mind when the wound wasn't fatal.
You are the one person I never wanted to be in debt to. But I owe you.
You definitely do. He did a lot of shit to get Ellie here alive.
He's going to remove it from her, multiply cells in the lab, produce those chemical messengers.
Cordyceps grows inside the brain.
Shit, this doctor better be good. What is her chances of surviving this surgery? How dangerous is it? The way Joel reacted there, it's like it's going to be life or death.
I'm the only one who understands.
Well, if you do understand, you better have the single best doctor left alive performing this surgery. Just thinking about it writing-wise, there's no way they're going to let Ellie die on a fucking operating table. Especially for the season finale. What a fucking downer of a season that would make it. Imagine that. You've just done an absolute mission impossible on their behalf, and once again they've put a gun to your back for your troubles. Is Joel going to fight back? It looks like he wants to spring into action. Stairwell's a good place to launch the attack.
Ed, keep walking. Where is she?
This is gonna have serious repercussions. He's just killed 2 of the Fireflies in their own base. Joel was kinda cool with the Fireflies when he started this mission. They're not gonna forgive him easily for this. You can tell whatever Joel did, you know, to get that rep of being a killer, he was fucking good at it. He is absolutely wiping this facility out. They're not going to have a fucking doctor left to perform the surgery. Well, no offense to the Fireflies, but they are pretty shit. He wiped them out without any trouble. Didn't even get wounded. Imagine if he's not got to Ellie in time and they're already performing the surgery.
How did you get in here?
I said unhook her.
How you take her?
Unhook her.
I appreciate that guy's moxie, but his little scalpel was no match for the 9mm automatic.
Can't keep her safe forever. No matter how hard you try.
She's not gonna shoot Joel. I mean, she might after all the Fireflies he's just murdered, but under normal circumstances she wouldn't.
What would she decide, huh? Because I think she'd want to do what's right.
If that was the case, why did you not tell her about it being a brain surgery? I mean, your excuse was that you didn't want to scare her, but the reality could be you didn't want her to say no. Ah, it cut away at a frustrating time. I wonder if Joel shot that Firefly lady or let her live.
They've actually seen.
He did shoot her, shit. It shows how much he just wants to keep Ellie safe that he's saying all this. It's incredibly selfish of him, but due to his history it is understandable.
Is Marlene okay?
Well, we didn't see him kill her, we saw him shoot her in the stomach. She survived that shit before, maybe she will again.
You just come after her.
Shit. Yeah, I would say over the course of this season, Joel just completely cares for Ellie like his own daughter now. He's no longer thinking about the big picture. He didn't want any sort of payment off the Fireflies. He didn't even bring it up once. And the second he learned that it was a brain surgery, I'm guessing he thought it was a fatal one. He was prepared to kill them all.
We gotta walk the rest of the way.
Another truck bites the dust. I think we've seen more truck deaths in this show than human deaths.
Well, Sarah and I used to hike like this all the time.
And notice how comfortable he's starting to become discussing his own lost daughter in front of her. It's almost at the point where this might make Ellie feel a bit uncomfortable. Where is this? I was expecting them to go back to Tommy's commune. Is that where they've got to?
You asked me about the first time I killed someone. When I got bit in the mall, I wasn't on my own. My best friend was there.
Damn, Ellie had to put a bullet in her own friend's head.
Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
Oh shit, he's been put on the absolute spot right now.
Okay.
Damn, he lied. Even after she looked him in the eyes and asked him to swear. It's like he's drunk with getting to experience having a daughter again. Okay, and that was it. The finale of season 1 of The Last of Us, and it was called Look for the Light, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Look for the Light, what did I think of that? What a great finale to an excellent season. I am going to check now, like I try hard not to Google things while I'm watching the show in case I give anything away to myself, but I'm now going to Google if season 2 has been greenlit. I hope it has, because this really did not tie anything up, and if it gets cancelled after a season with an ending like that, I will be heavily disappointed, because I want another season of this shit. So we got a cold open again for the first time since episode 2. And it was cool. We got to see the actual moment when Ellie was born. Seeing her mother fend off the zombie with the flick knife and then giving birth to Ellie at the same time. The Firefly lady finding her, killing her, getting hold of Ellie, basically explaining that whole backstory to us. And I love these little glimpses we get into people's pasts throughout the show. Then, out of nowhere, Joel and Ellie get set upon by these people in tactical gear. I thought it had to be Fedra or the Fireflies. But yeah, Joel wakes up and it's the Firefly facility, and he quickly learns that the surgery they need to perform is brain surgery. Now, again, I don't know if I just missed the line of dialogue or it wasn't specifically mentioned, but I still don't know if that was fatal or non-fatal brain surgery, or if there was just a low percentage survival chance and Joel didn't even want to risk that. But my man turned into Rambo and went through that Firefly facility like a hot knife through butter, and even killed the Firefly leader. I think her name's Marlene. To be honest, she's likeable. A lot of the Fireflies are actually likeable characters, so yeah, for Joel to just cold-bloodedly shoot her, just to selfishly be able to make sure that Ellie stays with him and comes to no harm. On one side, I can completely understand it because of his background, but still, in that moment, he was just thinking of himself. He wasn't thinking of the bigger picture. And it's interesting that even in her adolescence, Ellie is still thinking about the fact that she herself could change the world. Now, it wasn't fair though, because the Fireflies had not told Ellie what exactly was entailed in this surgery, and she had a right to know. And it's like they didn't tell her, because they were worried she would say no, even though they claimed that they were doing it so that she wouldn't be scared before the surgery. Either way, Joel got out of there with Ellie and lied to her face multiple times about what had happened while she was unconscious. Like I said, it almost makes the ending to this season bittersweet because Joel's such a cool guy, and to see him be in any way cunning like that is almost against his character. If he wanted to act upon that and do all that shit, she had the right to hear it from him. But no, he kept it all to himself, and again, this creates a lot of potential tension in season 2 if she finally finds out exactly what he did at that medical facility. He even killed the main doctor. That dude could have been like the last brain surgeon left on the planet. Now there's no one left who can even perform the surgery if they do manage to get her back in there to do it. But yeah, all in all, my summary of this season was, I went into this completely fresh. I'd never played the PlayStation game The Last of Us. I'd seen a few bits of promotional art for it, and that was it. And of course, I love the post-apocalyptic genre in general, so to mix that with such an acclaimed game and to have two great actors in it who I'm already a fan of, I was going into this with pretty high expectations, to be fair, you know, mixed with the fact that it's a HBO show and they're known for high quality shit. But I just thoroughly enjoyed it all the way through, and I really liked it because it was way less linear than I was expecting. I genuinely expected before I watched an episode for this to be an A to Z thing. They go through situations, travel, and get through shit. And some of the episodes are like that, and even those episodes I love and they're done well. But the fact it sometimes shows us little glimpses into people's pasts, and then it'll take time to take a whole episode to focus on different people surviving through this same struggle, I think elevates it because it helps build the world and also just breaks up that A to Z formula. To be honest, furthering the main plot is inconsequential if your writing's good. If the writing and the ideas are good, you can spend time anywhere you want in a world like this, and it will always be entertaining and watchable. All this shit at the end of the day comes down to who's actually putting pen to paper, how much they care about it, how good the source material they're basing it from is, how much they care about the source material, and how good they are as a writer. If all those elements are in place, this show can continue to surpass my expectations as it has, and I don't see any reason why they couldn't keep this shit going for seasons and seasons. Cause legitimately, the first thing I'm gonna do once I finish this reaction is Google to see if they've commissioned a season 2. And I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this series reaction. I'm probably gonna do a couple movies over the next few weeks, and then get into the next mini-series on a Saturday. Saturdays are kind of for a mini-series. So the ones I'm spitballing around in my head right now are The Corner and Band of Brothers. There's a couple others in there as well, but they're the sort of main two, so I'm thinking maybe Band of Brothers is next, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below, so please let me know if there's any sort of short series, 1 season, 2 season, or a mini-series you would like to see me react to on Saturdays, or a movie, and I will get on that shit. And of course, if you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.